What's going on, people? It's Caleb back with another one. This is Connecting Perspectives, where we just try and create an environment of truth seeking and learning. Stay with me because it's finna get real. I'm gonna be talking about the cultural value problem that we have in America today and how it's contributing to the current mental health issues that we have. Once upon a time, the blacks, Latinos, and whites, men and women included, were all fighting together under a uniform called the Rainbow Coalition. This was the most recent uniform of true unity, but if you dig deeper, there were many loosely unified interracial movements against the colonizing and unfair capitalism that British colonizers were implementing onto people here in America. Let's be honest. Yes, we've had racial problems and still do. We have current economic problems. But what is the common denominator? It's a cultural value problem. I'm not minimizing the very real problems of economics and racial manipulation. I'm simply applying a much needed lens to the degenerative mindset we have adopted in our cultural values. And all people of all colors and creeds here in America. We as American people are in a cultural value deficit. We are in a deep decline in all facets of life. Birth rates, marriage rates, two-parent households, locally owned businesses, average annual income is in decline, home ownership is in decline, mental health is in decline, and even our children's mental health is now being affected. Let's look back 60 years ago when the Rainbow Coalition was formed. These folks were all different tangibly on the outside, but what was in common was the intangible: their honor, respect, honesty, loyalty, care for the community, care for equal opportunity, their order amongst each other, and structure of their households. They were able to come to a common consensus and catapult charge and change because they were connected on these things that matter. They saw right through the bullcrap. This clarity was not by accident. These powerhouses were intentional. Similar to Marxists, they would be deep into their philosophy and use their work and intellect to keep the upper class and government in check. And this is the unity that capitalist America feared. Like my big bro says, weaponize your labor. This doesn't mean be lazy and don't work. It means be intentional, unify with your labor, and demand respect when disrespected. We've adopted the ideology that we can buy our peace, we can be individuals, we can live happy and single, but that's just not true. The numbers reflect that. We have to get back to true values. If not, we will come to a terrible end. And let's elaborate on values. Values and goals are different. Yeah, you want to own a business, get physically fit, become a husband or a wife, and all these things are great. But these things I just stated are merely goals. They aren't values. Without the inner qualities, without the fruits of the spirit, you won't be able to stay grounded. These things will just make you become a consumer. We need to get back to cultural values, developing the youth properly, giving them the tools to develop their masculinity and their femininity, their minds, their spirits, and their bodies. We have become a bunch of consumers of not only goods and services that are detrimental to our health, mind, and spirit, but also consumers of ideology that kills our spirit. We have men peacocking, flexing money and achievements, women manipulating, flaunting their bodies to attract men to get personal gain. We even have men thinking they're women and women thinking they're men. This is the mental health crisis. Now, I know this is probably rubbing you the wrong way because we have become so toxic But this isn't hate, it's love. I want you all to succeed. Look yourself in the mirror and be real with yourself. Until we develop our minds and our true design that God has placed us here, we will never, ever develop a will to have a way. Refer to weaponizing our labor. That's one thing that we can use to keep these people in check. But until we address this cultural value problem, we will continue to be disconnected and unsatisfied. Mental health will continue to go down. Marriage rates will continue to go down. Birth rates will continue to go down. Everything is going to fall and crash and burn. So I hope that this message reached you all. And I hope that this made you do some introspection. Because we need it. Think about what you're thinking, as my auntie says. I hope you all have a blessed day or night, wherever you're at. Peace.